right, Lauren, topic number 2. So
Okay.
I had planned all week on doing a topic strictly on AI. With the whole like chat GPT thing that's going around and like everybody using it to replace marketing and like write podcasts for them and do all that stuff. So I wanted to talk about that and like all the crazy shit robots were doing. But then all of a sudden we turn on the news and we're shooting down spaceships left and right. Just pew, pew, pew. We've shot down 3 spaceships that we don't know what they are and 1 balloon.
Okay.
So I thought it led me down a different line of thinking when I wanted to come up with this topic for topic number 2. And that was, do you think what happens first? Is there an actual alien invasion on planet Earth? Or does artificial intelligence start to rise up and take over the planet? Like what will be the first thing that happens?
So I think that if there's aliens, they would already come and fucked with us. And who knows, there might be aliens. They might just be using us for something. We don't know, but I think it's going to be AI. I think that they're going to go so fucking deep in this shit that eventually it's going to learn from, like, we are going to be part of fucking iRobot.
I agree. Is
what I believe.
I wrote down, so I see how you answer is a quick, I have an extensive report I did on this. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't do an extensive. I just go straight to.
Would you like me to get, so let's start off. I want to make an argument.
Okay.
Let's start. And I'm making playing devil's advocate a little bit. Let's make an argument for an alien invasion.
Okay.
Because I went down a fucking rabbit hole, Lauren.
Okay.
I fell down last night.
All right.
I was up till like 3 a.m. researching aliens and robots.
Okay.
And just really trying to feel like there's a lot of shit. There's a lot of shit going on that we don't know about. There's some scary shit. All right. So I'm going to go down your line of thinking, right? There has to be life out there somewhere.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, as big as as these big brain scientists tell us that the universe is infinite, there has to be somewhere, somehow, there has at least tiny worms, something exists somewhere. Okay. Mm-hmm. Right. But how likely is it that aliens ever actually, like, if the universe is as big as they say it is, how likely is it that they find we're a speck of dust? Okay, so I read this. I went in and found this information. Did you know that the next theoretical planet, this is all theory, that could house life that is close enough to a star that is like the sun is 4.2 light years away? Okay, that doesn't sound like much, right? At the current speed a rocket ship can travel, it would take us 6,300 years to get there.
Oh my God. How old is the Earth?
I don't know how old Earth is. I think that's a debate, right?
Yeah.
Okay, first question. How do they theorize shit, right? We can't fucking go to Mars.
No.
We can't go to Mars and we're theorizing shit that's 6,300 years away. I don't understand that shit. So this is the theory that gets behind aliens. Another question for you. Were you aware that we've landed on Venus?
No.
Like, that doesn't seem like regular information that's handed out in school.
When did that happen?
So apparently Russia has been there numerous times. Whether that's bullshit or not, who knows? But we've landed like
people or just like things?
Just like machines, like satellites or rovers. We've landed them on Venus, and the longest that one has ever lasted is 110 minutes because they immediately burn up.
Oh shit!
But I didn't know we'd been to fucking Venus.
No.
Like how much shit do we not know? Or are we not told?
I believe there's a lot of shit that
Let
we're
me
not
ask you
told.
this, and I know we're getting off topic here, but this was just like the rabbit hole I went down. Did you know we have a satellite in space that is 6.5 billion miles from the Earth?
No.
Bro, I can't get reception on my phone and I'm on the planet. And we're communicating with something that it's going 39,000 miles per hour.
That's crazy.
What the fuck? Like,
how does it communicate with us though? When it's 6.5
I don't know. Like, I don't know. This is just, and I could be on complete bullshit websites doing research, but this is information that I found that like was like on NASA and like NASA affiliated websites. All this information. Like, so we're out here, like, I think it's farther than like, it's still within the sun's gravitational pull, but it's like outside of like planetary
orbit.
So yeah, I don't know, man. Like, but so you literally telling me that aliens have traveled fucking, like, this is the number they'd have to travel, 24,690,120 miles You're telling me they've traveled that fucking far to come to Earth and we're shooting Mavericks out here shooting them down in F-16s?
No.
Like, I'm with you on the fact that, like, I don't, even if aliens exist, I just think we're too insignificant for them to even give a shit about.
That's what I think.
There's like, but the fact that all that stuff is in space is just, it's fucking wild, right? But let's talk about AI. Okay. It's here.
Yeah.
Like we've fucked around with the chat GPT. We use it for our businesses. Yeah. It is here, and it is scary what it can do. Well, you've
seen also like what people can do as far as like, what is it, the deep fake technology?
I mean, that's not really AI, but yes.
But like also being able to like, they create robots now that look like humans.
So I'm getting into this. Have you seen the dog like bomb robots? Like there's like bomb sniffing dog robots that like.
Is it the things that like are on all four and they can fucking shoot machine guns and shit?
Teasing us and dancing at the Super Bowl for some reason.
Yeah.
With Jason Derulo.
That's exactly the first thing that popped in my head.
Me too.
I said those are the ones that just all of a sudden go.
Yeah, like what if those guys decide they don't want Jason Derulo on the stage anymore and they kick his ass off? But like, no, you've seen those like dogs. And then there's a robot I saw, this guy who created basically a human robot that he says is going to replace like receptionist. Because it can greet, it can like, it's a source of information. It'll be able to point you in the right direction. And this dude's saying that like within the next 4 to 5 years, this is a viable solution. You talk about like, and I don't know, like, I don't think that when I talk about, and this is getting a little more serious, but like AI taking over the world, they're just going to make people obsolete. I don't think it doesn't even really have to, it never has to come to like cognizance, but like, marketing, we know from a marketing standpoint that like chat GPT has basically eliminated the need for like a copywriter or a marketer. It does all of that for you.
Yeah.
And so like if it takes the job of receptionist, what if it gets into the medical fields and it can start doing surgery and like things like that are insane. But like there's VR, you put these headsets on, there's fucking sex robots. Like at a certain point, these weird dudes are going to be out here.
Sex robots.
So at this point, there's going to be like guys out here just like.
Oh, no. There's a whole subculture
with like
there's
robots.
A whole subculture of them. I've seen it.
Isn't there like a movie about a guy who like falls in love with his phone?
Yeah, with his computer or something like that.
No, I think it's his phone or something. His phone? Joaquin Phoenix or something.
I don't know. But also, I think it was on like My Strange Addiction, there are people who are like married to inanimate objects. So just imagine.
Once the motherfuckers can make you a sandwich, huh?
Well, I mean, like, so in a relation, well, I'm sure they could do that too. But like, some people just are looking for like connection. And if that computer or whatever can give that to them.
So I know that they
got a hand.
I know that like I've seen commercials for apps on the phone of like AI companion. Like you can, like they will text you throughout the day and ask you how you're like, that shit is fucking wild. But my 4 biggest fears with AI, bless you, are AI powered soldiers.
Yeah.
It gets scary when you start weaponizing like robots. To me, that's scary.
Well, because what happens if they malfunction?
Well, and not just that, like war, a little bit of war, I think there's a human component to like having to kill somebody. But how, I don't know the exact word I'm looking, but how like there's a lack of compassion when you can just send robots to go do it.
Yeah. Because you take accountability out of it too, though. So
it's the same way with like drones, right? Like I know that like people who would drop bombs or missiles would need like intense therapy afterwards because
you killed.
There's repercussions for what you did, right?
Yeah.
But with like a drone or something, nobody's to blame. The drone did it.
But what happens when the drone or the AI drops it on the wrong person, right? Who has the accountability? Who's responsible for it? The next problem I have, my next fear is super intelligent AI. What happens when AI starts to believe that it doesn't need input? That's the scary part to me.
Like what happens when like
I know better than you.
Or like we program a drone and they're like, well, maybe you're the problem.
No, I agree.
I'm going to drop the bomb on you because you're creating violence with something like that's scary.
That reminds me of like every scary movie where they're like, it finally turned on them because I forgot what I was watching, but basically the movie was about that, where then they said, oh no, I have to kill all these people because if I kill all these people, then we're going to be able to save our planet and like I guess, save our resources so that these people can live.
So that's the next thing, bias, AI bias. Like what happens when the AI takes on a point of view that doesn't line it. So like right now we believe in, there's like humanity, right? Like what you're saying, like sometimes it is better to do something that is stupid that benefits a lot of people.
Yeah.
But AI may just come to the thing of like, no, you should let 1,000 people die.
Yes.
It will overall better the air quality or something like that.
Yeah.
The last thing I have though written down is cyber attack. Like AI is in every computer now. Anybody who's used Chat GPT, it's like it's interconnected. So like,
is it really?
Well, it has to be because it's on the internet. So think about like you signed in, you used it can get and interweave into your computer. So like you got to think that like what happens when it doesn't need a physical body. It could just shut off the power.
Yeah, that's crazy.
When it decides, it could, like those kind of attacks are scary. It could start sending information to other people. Just shit like that. I think that there's good shit that can come from it, like Neuralink and things like that. But like to me, I think that I saw scientists say that we're like 20 years away from humans and robots living like in a symbiotic, like your kids will
I don't know how I
have
feel
robotic
about
friends.
It's
wild, right? Like,
I mean, I don't think I'm a fan of that, honestly.
Well, the problem is every movie and like
that's what I'm saying. I feel like we are just setting ourselves up for a disaster.
And I'm with you on this idea of like the problem is without like human thinking. Like I tend to think that humans have gone too far to one side, but like robots will go completely back the other way. They'll think completely practical and
so you and I were talking about it the other day, how there's parts of the world and civilizations that have not been exposed to any technology, right? So is it that are civilized, or what do they call them, first world countries? I don't even know what they're called. But like the ones who have access to all of this, are we going to end up just destroying ourselves, and the ones who aren't?
Oh, you don't think those robots are going to go show up on that island and whip those people's ass too?
I don't know, right?
It's wild, man.